When Manchester United extended Jose Mourinho's contract with a year and a half to run, I was genuinely surprised. What has he done to earn it? Yes, he has won 2 trophies, the League Cup and Europa League, and restored United to the Champions League, where they are in the last 16. But this was the man brought in to go toe-to-toe with Pep Guardiola. Defeat at Newcastle leaves United trailing Manchester City by 16 points. They are being left in the shade by City in almost every department. While Guardiola's best team trips off the tongue, it is difficult to name United's preferred 11. Mourinho has done little to improve United's style of play. Gone are the early season swashbuckling displays against the likes of West Ham, Swansea and Everton. When United have come up against a fellow top 6 side, they have pulled up the handbrake. Mourinho cannot justify those negative tactics with results, having won just one of his 9 away games against those teams as United boss. Guardiola has nurtured and improved almost every player in his first-team squad, while Jesse Lingard has developed under Mourinho. Too many players have struggled. Henrik Mkhitaryan never replicated his best form at Dortmund before leaving for Arsenal. Luke Shaw has spent long periods frozen out, and Paul Pogba looks like a lost boy. Pogba has been heavily criticized, but I feel sorry for him. How is it that we still do not know the best position of United's £89 million record signing if he was at City? I am in little doubt he would be a star attraction alongside Kevin De Bruyne. Mourinho needs to address this situation quickly, or he could risk losing the dressing room. But the strangest thing about Mourinho extending his stay in Manchester is that he does not seem to have taken the place to his heart. The fact that he still lives at the Lowry Hotel gives the impression he is not fully committed, and that is not a good look for the club. Why has nobody at United convinced him to buy a property in the city like Guardiola? There is always light and shade with Mourinho, even at his best. This season, his mood has been gloomy. The next month is pivotal. Next up are trips to Huddersfield in the FA Cup and Sevilla in Europe. Before their return leg against the Spaniards, United host Chelsea and Liverpool and travel to Selhurst Park in the league. Mourinho's superb record speaks for itself. He must demonstrate all those qualities that have made him a world-class coach to ensure that Manchester United end this season with silverware. The squabbling over who should take the 89th minute penalty sums up the problems at Stoke. They have now missed both of their penalties this season. Against Southampton in September, Xherdan Shaqiri allowed Saido Berahino to take a spot kick, only for it to be saved. On Saturday, Jesse tried to take the penalty away from Charlie Adam. The confusion will have affected Adam, and he saw his kick saved by Brighton keeper Matt Ryan. Marko Arnautovic's miss against Swansea in April last year means Stoke have now failed to score their last 3 penalties in the Premier League. It may take a penalty competition in training, but Stoke need to nail down a regular taker. They cannot afford to drop 2 points in such a farcical manner again. We know Kevin De Bruyne is out of this world. His vision and passing are sensational, and even by September he was everyone's player of the year. So why did Leicester afford him such space? De Bruyne does not need much room to work his magic, but he was given the freedom of the Etihad. I take nothing away from his 3 assists for Sergio Aguero. They were wonderful deliveries, but Leicester made it too easy for him. It's as if they were afraid of him. Too often teams show De Bruyne too much respect and do not engage him when he gets on the ball. As well as those 3 assists, he created another 3 chances. With David Silva out, Claude Puel should have sought to cut off City's supply line. Wilfred Ndidi is an athletic midfielder and could have been tasked with man-marking City's playmaker. Let Fernandinho and Ilkay Gundogan have the ball. It is a tall order to stop De Bruyne, but teams should at least be making him earn his assists. You only have to look at the numbers to see how much Crystal Palace miss Wilfried Zaha. Palace have lost all 7 games he has missed. scoring just once. As bad as the injury crisis is, it is too easy for players to use Zane's absence as an excuse. They should be offended by suggestions that they are a one-man team. Neither Christian Benteke nor Andros Townsend had a shot on target at Everton. If Palace want to stay up, Zane's teammates need to take centre stage. When I played in the North London derby, what always struck me was the power Arsenal possessed. Now it is Tottenham who pack a punch. They have powerful players all over the pitch: Jan Vertonghen in defence, Moussa Dembele in the midfield engine, and Harry Kane up front. Just look at his hunger and desire to outjump Arsenal's defenders to head in the winning goal. Arsenal can have all the pace they like in attack, until they buy a midfield powerhouse in the vein of Patrick Vieira. They will remain also rans in the race for the top four. This has been a remarkable season for Burnley, with 36 points. Any lingering threat of relegation has been all but vanished, but if they do not arrest their recent slide, I fear for them next season. West Brom lost 7 of their final 9 games last season after breaking the 40-point barrier. That slump continued into this campaign. Tony Pulis lost his job and West Brom are rock bottom. Burnley have failed to win their last 10 league games. Sean Dyche has done an excellent job, but it is vital that he finds a way to end this dire run.